So in the last segment of public administration, we are looking at the local governments. We have the federal government, the state government, and the local governments, right? So let's see what we're going to look at. Sorry, you may not have much. Our objective cuts across the following. We're going to explain the term local government. We're going to list and discuss the reasons for its creation. We're going to highlight functions of the local government. We're going to also discuss the sources of funding, where the local government gets funding for its operation. And then we'll look into the problems of local government. Right? It's quite a lot on our plates today, but let's just take a look at them and see what it looks like, right? Basically, we know that we have 774 local governments in Nigeria, just like we have 36 states as well in the country, just like we have 109 senators and 360 members of the House of Representatives. These are the very basic current affairs we should know. As we go up, I will add more to it. So local government is defined as the government at the local level. You can also call it the grassroots government. That word grassroots government, you would see it most often in objective past question. Another name for grassroots government is what? So it can be defined as the government at the local level, established by the law, of course, established by the acts of parliament. Local government and public corporation share the same origin. Remember, we've discussed public corporation before. If you want to refresh your mind on it, drop back or go upward, you would see where we talked about public corporation. So at the local, established by the law and charged with administrative duties on matters concerning the inhabitants of a particular district, right? Of a particular segment of the state, right? And they are given the power to make bylaws, just like public corporations as well. So local government is the government at the grassroots level that is given the capacity to administer to the affair of the people living within that district. They have the capacity to make laws as well, right? And the laws made by local governments are called bylaws. So under the 1963 Republican Constitution, remember Nigeria became a republic in 1963. And you know what being a republic means. It means that our leaders are elected by the people. The Constitution is a homegrown Constitution, right? And lots more. So under the 1963 Republican Constitution, local government authorities are mainly to deal with matters of local concern. For example, look at markets, motor park, public toilets, etc. Remember when we talk about the lists, we talk about the exclusive, concurrent, and residual lists. The main essence of local government is to include local participation in the affairs of their country. So allow people in their different localities to participate in the affairs of the country. So local government is the third tier of government, and it's also regarded as the grassroots government. I hope what I explained is clear. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's the government at the grassroots level. A government that allows people at this grassroots local level to participate in governance, right? And remember, the concurrent residual list is left for the local government. Sometimes it is shared with the local government and the state. So reasons for creating local government. Number one is to bring government to the grassroots, to the people, get government closest to the people so that the people can participate and have a feeling of governance. So it provides the opportunity for the local people to participate in the politics or the policies of their country, right? The local people have the opportunity to be part and parcel of the government of their country. It provides essential services, healthcare facilities, and the likes for the people, right? It also aids to encourage development of the people at the grassroots level. It helps reduce the workload of the central government, right? So instead of the central government having everything to do, they have the local government to assist them. So it aids rapid development. See, number G is saying the same thing. This one, it avoids too much concentration of power in the central authority. So power is shared between the federal government, the state, and the local government. Here it reduces the workload or burden of the central government. So what are the functions of the local governments? Right? So look at it. I hope you understand these points here. Right? These 3 points here. Avoid too much concentration of authority. Right? So authority, power is shared. Right? Then in letter G, is trying to say that it reduces the workload on the central government because they can share it. All right, let's look at the functions of local government. They provide health services. They build health centers, maternity homes. If you go to most of the rural areas you would see health centers there. You would see maternity homes there. They are run by the local government. They provide social amenities for the people living in those areas. Wells, boreholes, halls, markets, and whatsoever. And the local government issue licenses for vehicles, TVs, radios, for even parks, for motor parks, right? So that's one of the sources from which they generate funds, right? So they provide recreational facilities like football pitches, amusement parks, and the likes. Even though in Nigeria, you may not notice some of these things. But out there, you will see them most often. Now, they provide educational facilities, nursery school, primary school, libraries, local government provide and equip them. They maintain cemeteries, establish and maintain them, provide transport services, maybe interstate, intra-states within the states. Like if you go to the east from Anambra State, you will see Ekulobia Mass Transit. Ekulobia is a local government. You would see Anocha Mass Transit is a local government as well. You will see Onitsha South. All these things I'm calling are local government, and they also run transportation services within the state, within and outside the state, as the case would be. So naming of streets and numbering of houses is their duty. Construction and maintenance of public conveniences like toilet and the likes. So this naming of streets, you can even give your streets a name, but you have to go to the local government and follow the procedure, right? Now, where the local government gets the money, their source of where do they get it from? So sometimes they get grants from the federal or state governments, right? Now, grants are basically money you can use for a given project, but you're not meant to like pay it back, right? So it enables them carry out their programs within their localities and their projects like borehole, like markets and the likes. They also get loans from banks. They can obtain loans from financial institutions like banks to run their projects. So they also have allocation from the federation account. So the federal government cuts them some money, either monthly or yearly, right? So the Nigerian constitution stipulates that the revenue of the federation must be shared among the 3 tiers of government, right? So you get that point there. So they issue license to people that own shops, people that own vehicle for transportation, parks, park owners, and the likes. Now, what are the challenges of local governments? Lack of trained and experienced personnel to run it, right? Most often because of migration, people leave the local areas and come to the city. So you may not get enough trained, capable hands to run local government in the different localities where they are. Next is poor working condition, right? This is another issue you see in most government parastatals. Poor working conditions. People are not properly remunerated, or people are not given enough incentives to work as well. Bloated workforce, overstaffing. One of the ways they eat government money. When we talk about goods staffing and the likes, you employ people who do not exist, who don't come to work, but every month they draw salaries from the local governments. Low incentive, I've mentioned it. Tribalism and favoritism. So you employ people for your tribe. If, for example, they have mixed tribes in the given local governments, right? So you end up not employing capable hands. Next is embezzlement of public funds that's meant for developing projects in the local government. The local government chairman gazumps it, or a group of people there come together, take away the money and decimate it. Now, lack of political education on the part of the people. So they won't even know what they expect from the local government. So the local government can be ripping them off and they don't even know what is actually happening. So lack of education, lack of sensitization. So I'm going to stop here. If you have any question, let me see it in the comment section. We looked at the term local government, what it means. We saw the reasons for creating local government. We saw their functions. We saw where local government gets their funds from. And then some of the challenges that face local government. Remember, whenever I give us challenges, can you profess solutions to these challenges? Do you understand the problems well enough to profess solutions? If you can do that, you are good to go.